Hello students, welcome back to a new mathematics program for grade 9. In this program, you're going to learn about indices. In fact, this is the first part of a series of 2 videos based on this chapter. In the first part, you're going to revisit the definition of indices, how to write a number in index form, and some laws of indices that you learn in grade 7 and grade 8. Then, in the second part, we're going to talk about some new rules of indices. But first of all, let's begin with this number. We read this number as 2 raised to the power of 3. Instead of using the word power, we can use the word index. So 2 to the power of 3, or 2 to the index of 3, this 3 is called the power or index. And the number 2 is the base. In fact, power or index is used for repeated multiplication. For example, 2 power 3 equal to 2 times 2 times 2. The 2 is the base and the 3 is the power or index. The base is repeated 3 times here because the power is 3. So the base is repeated the number of times the power is. Students, in grade 7, you learn about the different laws of indices, namely multiplication law, which state that a power m times a power n is equal to a power m plus n. Then you learn about division law. Division law, a power m divided by a power n is same as a power m over a power n. Remember that instead of using the symbol for division, you can write the division as a fraction. So a power m divided by a power n is same as a power m over a power n. And here, according to this law, it becomes a power m minus n. Remember that to be able to use these laws, the bases must be same. Here, the bases are a. And for division law, the base cannot be 0, simply because you cannot divide a number by 0. You also learn about power law, which states that if you have a power m bracket n, it becomes a power m times n. Then you learn about a power 0. In fact, any number raised to the power of 0 is always 1. Now, let's have a look at some examples where we use these laws. Firstly, a power 3 times a power 2. Here we're going to use multiplication law. Using multiplication law, it becomes a power 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5. Second example, 3a power 3 times 2a power 2. You will notice that there are numerical values in front of a power 3 and a power 2. So first you're going to multiply the numericals, that is 3 times 2. Then you're going to use multiplication law to simplify a power 3 times a power 2, which is of course a power 3 plus 2. So the final answer here is 6a power 5. Third part, 12m power 7 over 3m power 4. Here again, you have numerical values in front of the numbers in index form. So first you're going to perform the division of the numericals, 12 over 3. Then you're going to use division law to simplify m power 7 over m power 4. According to division law, performing the division m power 7 over m power 4, you're going to subtract 4 from 7. So the final answer is 4m power 3. Fourth part, D, here you have p power 3 power 7 times p power 4 power 3 over p power 2 power 4. Here you will notice that in this question, you have power law, multiplication law, and division law. So first we're going to use power law. So we're going to simplify p power 3 power 7, which becomes p power 21. P power 4 power 3, you're going to multiply 4 by 3, it is 12. And p power 2 power 4, it becomes p power 8 in the denominator. Now, in the second step, you're going to use multiplication law. That is p power 21 times p power 12. According to multiplication law, we need to add the powers. So 21 plus 12 is 33. Then we are left with division, p power 33 over p power 8. Using division law, you're going to subtract 8 from 33. It becomes 25. Students, you also learn about some rules of indices in grade 8. Namely, ab power m, it becomes a power m times b power m. That is, this power m, it belongs to both a and b. Rule number 2, if you have ab bracket power m, here again, this power m, it belongs to both a and b. So a over b power m, it becomes a power m over b power m. Rule number 3, negative indices. If you have a power minus x, that is, the power is a negative number. You can write it as a positive index, provided that you write it in the denominator. So a power minus x, it is same as 1 over a power x. Rule number 4, where we're going to use power law, which involves fractional indices. That is, if you have a power x power 1 over y, it is same as a power x times 1 over y. Now, let's have a look at some examples where we use these rules. First example, 3a bracket power 2. Here this 2, it belongs to both 3 and a. So it becomes 3 power 2 times a power 2. It is equal to 9a squared. Second example, 3/4 power 2. Here this 2, it belongs to both 3 and 4. So it becomes 3 power 2 over 4 power 2. It is equal to 9 over 16. Third part, 4 power minus 3. Here you have a negative power. To be able to write it as a positive power, you need to write it in the denominator. So 4 power minus 3, it is same as 1 over 4 power 3. Now, students, tell me how to simplify 4 power 3. Yes, of course, it is 4 times 4 times 4. So 1 over 4 power 3 is equal to 1 over 4 times 4 times 4, which is equal to 64. Fourth example, 125 power 1/3. Now, to be able to simplify this number, first you need to write 125 in index form. So writing 125 in index form, it becomes 5 power 3. So then you have power 1/3. So you're going to use power law. Here it involves a fractional index that is 1/3. So you're going to multiply 3 by 1/3. The 3 will get cancelled. The answer is 5 power 1, which is of course equal to 5. Dear students, you also learn about how to write square root in index form. That is, square root of a is same as a power half. Similarly, cube root of a is same as a power 1/3. In general, the nth root of a is same as a power 1 over n. In fact, instead of using the symbol for square root, you can write it as a half. That is, square root of a is same as a power half. Similarly, for cube root, instead of using the symbol for cube root, you can write power 1/3. Here, cube root of a is same as a power 1/3. Now let's have a look at some examples where you're going to use these fractional indices. First, square root of 25, it is same as 25 power half. Now writing 25 in index form, it becomes 5 power 2. So 5 power 2 power half, you're going to multiply 2 by half, which is of course equal to 1. So the answer is 5. While multiplying 2 by half, the 2 will get cancelled. Second example, cube root of 64. We write 64 in index form, it becomes 2 power 6. So 2 power 6 bracket power 1/3. Here you're going to multiply 6 by 1/3, which is of course equal to 2. So here you're going to obtain 2 power 2 equal to 4. Third example, 81 power half. That is, square root of 81 is same as 81 power half. So 81 power half is same as 3 power 4 power half. That is, we have written 81 in index form, it becomes 3 power 4. Multiplying 4 by half, you're going to obtain 2. So here we have 3 power 2, which is of course equal to 9. Here you will notice that instead of writing 81 as 3 power 4, you can also write 81 as 9 power 2. And then you will be left with 9 power 2 power half, multiplying 2 by half, it is 1. 9 power 1 is, of course, 9. For example, cube root of 216. Here you're going to write 216 in index form. You're going to obtain 2 power 3 times 3 power 3. Here this power 1/3, which is outside the bracket, it belongs to both 2 power 3 and 3 power 3. So using power law, you're going to multiply 3 by 1/3. You'll be left with 2 power 1 times 3 power 1, which is equal to 6. Now students, I'm going to give you some exercises for practice. In the first exercise, you're going to simplify the following. In order to be able to simplify these different parts, you need to remember the different laws and rules of indices. In the second example, you're going to evaluate the following. Of course, if you're having any difficulties with these numbers, you can seek the help of your parents. So dear students, in this program, you learn about the meaning of index form, multiplication law, division law, power law, meaning of a power 0, negative indices, and some rules involving power law. Dear students, if you want to have some more information about this chapter, here are some websites. So students, this program ends here. Remember that this program is a series of 2 videos based on the chapter Indices. So see you soon for another program based on this chapter.